The Hunter Brothers proudly present Hunting for Funny. Hello folks, and welcome to episode 18 of the Hunting for Funny podcast. I'm Chris.
And I'm Jack, and we're on the quest to find the funny in life.
Yes, we are. All the funniest bits of all the worst bits combined into one to make it funny once again. So Jack, how's your week been? You been alright?
You know what, mate? It's been a boss week.
Good.
It's been one of the best weeks I've had in a very long time.
I'm glad. That's good. It's good to hear.
I feel like it's even better now. I've got me pod therapy back. Like it's one of them
Your
things.
pod therapy.
Like I feel like it's a therapy session.
Your weekly outlet. Oh, good. I'm glad.
Because we didn't do one last week, which is how we were both busy.
Sorry about that,
and it got to like Wednesday, and I was like, actually, I need to tell stuff on the pod. So I ended up whacking things in my phone, say this, say
He's actually
that.
taking notes, folks.
I know.
It made him professional.
The problem is with the notes is I've put like really weirdy things to remind myself, but now I can't remember the things.
See, that's why you need slightly better notes than what you're taking, I'm guessing.
Like one says brown sugar story. Like, any idea?
Fair enough.
What that
I've
is?
not got a clue what that is.
Oh, do you know what I found out about brown sugar though? Oh, this is probably what it was. So
Genius. This is the minds how the mind of Jack works.
So you know white sugar is like really commonly available.
Yes.
But you know brown sugar?
Yeah.
Demerara.
That makes me sad inside. That was such a stretch.
Yeah, it was a crowbar. I'm not gonna lie.
You even pluralized it.
Oh wow.
Still, you know, it's not one of our pods that one of your terrible jokes to start it off.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's good. But I'm glad you're having a nice week. So what have you been up to this week then? So what's been so boss about it?
So this week, training wise, so obviously I said I had COVID. I'm absolutely fine now. I didn't have much symptoms. I was fine in a few days.
Yeah.
But what I found is when I've gone back to training to do anything sort of heavy cardio or anything like that, I get a bit lightheaded. And the doctor said, can it off basically. So I've only been training like an hour or two a day.
Yeah.
Which for me, I usually train 6, 7. So like it's not, maybe not 7, but like 6-ish.
Yeah.
So it's different than what I'm usually doing. So that got me down a bit. But then me and you started playing COD like every day in your lunch break, and I was like, this is boss. So I'm enjoying COD. I'm enjoying like learning different ways, and now I feel like I know how to actually play the game rather than just. It felt like I was walking a dog, but the dog was like running away. I was just trying to keep up with it.
Well, now you figure out it's got a retractor button. You're like, hey, give you little shit.
Now I feel like I've got control of the dog and I can pick its shit up and stuff. Like I feel like I'm getting on it.
It's a good little bit of therapy, and it's just playing a bit of nonsense.
It's been great. Because like I think it's better for you as well, because you're not like run over here, like come over here, or like 20 minutes later, and like, kill that bloke and end up dying. Like
it's fun to see development.
Yeah, and then like this week is all we've been playing Overwatch with you and Charlie. Me and Lucy been playing with you and Charlie. We had one PlayStation, and we were swapping between headphones, which is still fun, but it wasn't quite the same as playing with the four of us.
Yeah.
So I said to you one day, I was like, you know what, I'm going to buy Lucy a PlayStation. Like, so I just rang you and I was like, I'm buying this PlayStation. And I went to go and pick it up and I bought Lucy a PlayStation. And you know what? It was one of the best things I've ever seen. And it wasn't just a PlayStation. It was the fact that she'd had a really, really shite 14-hour day.
It was such a good setup.
Yeah. Lucy works in like a supported living unit for people with learning disabilities and stuff and physical disabilities. So it's a really, really stressful job. She's like a team leader. So it's not just the practical stuff. It's literally the whole lot.
Yeah. So
she had a really stressful day and came home. And we've been talking about getting another PlayStation for months and months. We thought, you know what, we can't afford it, blah, blah. So I just threw caution to the wind, and I ordered a Domino's, I bought her some headphones, put them on top. And I said, oh, just plug them headphones in for us quick, and I'll go and test out my PlayStation. She went, what, that's my PlayStation! And started burst out crying. I was like, oh, this is the best day ever.
Oh, well
and
done.
it was worth a million times the money I spent on it, you know what I mean? So it was amazing. And then we played on it, and then even seeing that as well, like the development of her, like going from basically not knowing how to play a PlayStation to getting like 14, 15 kills in Overwatch and getting the gold medal.
It's mad, isn't it?
You're like, fair play. And we think we've really had a good week, so I've enjoyed it, Mason.
Well, I'm glad.
Thanks to you and Charlie for doing our weeks, and just this thing's been nice.
It's the power of video games. People underestimate video games, but they're very important.
Oh, yeah.
They really are.
Oh yeah.
Like they're
really fun, though, to be fair.
Yeah, they're fun. They're therapeutic. They're a good way of maintaining some kind of social aspects to your life when there is none. I mean, it's the only social thing I do. I don't, obviously, even before Rona, I didn't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
And I also don't like playing with people normally, but I'll play with you guys. You're like special cases. But yeah, normally I'm normally like the guy on a team with the muted mic, and just doing my shit in the corner, figuring things out, just winning for the team but not saying a word. That's how I do. You see.
Do you know what else I've done this week as well?
What's
I've
that?
invested in a new tripod, a new ring light as well. So if I look absolutely 10 times sexier than I did the last podcast is because I've bought myself a ring light.
Fair enough. It's not just the facial hair.
Do need a shave though. This looks like I'm in year 7, and I've just realised what pubes are.
You look like you're auditioning for Johnny Depp's replacement.
I do, yeah.
Like, I can do it. I've got the goatee. Let's get it going.
I feel because I went through the stage of like, if I keep on shaving it, it'll grow back. Never happened. So I thought I'll let it grow out, see if that happens. Doesn't happen. So now I've been googling online about how to grow beards stuff. This is going to sound really weird.
Hey, go for it. It's fine.
So I've been googling like how to. So I've got like patches and stuff.
Yeah.
How to like grow
beards.
It's a
really common thing that.
Yeah, but you can buy these things that you roll on your face, like little needles, and you roll on your face.
Yeah.
I've not bought one yet because I feel like I'm not quite at that stage. Because you didn't get a beard till later on, did you? And I feel like if we're in the same gene
it's
pool,
just exactly. I think it comes to people at different times. I know. I mean, I still these bits that don't ever come in. But they are gradually over the course of the years gradually filling in. But it's like a hair a year.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I was like probably like sort of about your age just started getting like actual fully like patches in. It's weird. I don't know why that's the case. I mean, I started losing my hair at 16, but I didn't start getting good facial hair till a while. Yeah, you'd think it wasn't like a top to bottom situation. Like I'd be fine with that if it rotated overnight. Like sweet. But that wasn't the case at all.
Yeah.
But no,
obviously, since last podcast as well, we've been put in lockdown. I think it's we didn't talk about last night.
You know what's funny? Honestly, I didn't even think of talking about that because I've not changed. Nothing's changed here for me because I've always been in lockdown. As well,
like I'm really lucky enough. I'm able to train still, so not a hell of a lot's changed for me really.
Exactly.
So it's so if anyone doesn't know, England we're in lockdown until the 2nd of December, I think it is.
I believe, yeah.
So talking about listeners and stuff around the world.
Oh yeah.
Can I just say thank you so much to everyone who's been listening to our podcast, watching on YouTube and everything like that.
Absolutely.
Because I checked analytics before this podcast.
Oh yeah.
30,000 minutes people have been watching this.
That is a lot of time.
That's how many. That's a lot of time people have listened to us waffle.
To us waffle nonsense for so long.
How have we managed that? Like that
I don't
mad.
know.
So
it's great though. I appreciate that, folks. Thank you very much for listening. It's
absolutely,
very nice.
yeah. No, I've really enjoyed it. So thanks for listening. It helps us as well as it helping you, hopefully as well, because we enjoy doing it. So
yeah, we do enjoy that, and we
hope great.
We hope you tell your friends about it so that they can also enjoy listening. Because it's just nice in these times of uncertainty. It's nice to have something where you can just switch off for a bit, and this is definitely that. You don't come here for your knowledge. You know, you come here.
Exactly.
You come here for your stupid.
Just to distress and just listen to something and just chill out a bit. That's what we're here for.
You know, doing the dishes, something like that. Just whack it on.
Absolutely.
That's the best time for podcasts. I find.
I feel like we're building a little community as well.
Yeah.
Like a little base of people that are listening. It might not be millions of people like other podcasts, but we're getting there. And people we need people that are listening at the moment, and people who are going to get on board with what we talk about. And we don't talk about politics. We don't have any sort of thing on the Rona or anything like that. We just get on with it and we just talk about life, and that's the best bit, isn't it?
And once your beard fills in, we can get Dollar Shave Club as a sponsor.
Absolutely, yeah.
Maybe they've got a product that can help us. If you're listening to Dr. Shave Club with your Dr. Carvey's Easy Shave Butter, then you can let us know. You can let us know what you can do to fill out Jack's face.
I mean, I'll take manscaping at this rate. It looks more like a manscaping
just use
job
a piab shaver. Yeah, if it does the job, you know.
Might not nick your balls, but is it nick your chin?
I'll give you a new cleft in your chin. I don't know what's going on with your video, but you're proper like 8-bit Mario right now. But that's all right. Hopefully it'll fix itself. It's probably just the internet.
I hope so.
The internet's a bit shitty recently, I think, because everyone's using it all the time. It's been under stress for so long.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So I feel bad for the people trying to run that. Because can you imagine when during the first lockdown, even Netflix was like, all right, guys, we're lowering the quality. We can't keep streaming.
Yeah, exactly. Can't do it.
They lowered everything. It's like the whole internet's just under strain.
Yeah.
But that's cool. Mad. So I'm glad you've had a nice week. It's been fun being part of that. It's been really fun. I love when people are really happy. I like that feeling of knowing that they're really happy, if that makes sense. Like it's not like a living vicariously through them kind of thing. It's just the feeling of sheer happiness is so rare. It's like a Christmas morning kid kind of feeling. And getting the new game console is absolutely that feeling. You can't.
And it's like Lucy's first game console as well.
Right.
So like she's never had anything before.
That's a doozy to start with.
That is up there, isn't it?
That's a strong starting point.
She got her Overwatch and stuff, and I thought it was mad. So we really enjoyed it. And we're going to carry on playing. And, we're up there.
I'm glad she's enjoying it though. It's good fun. So fair enough. So that's what you've been doing this week then.
How's your week been? What have you been up to?
My week's been alright. I wanted to say happy Halloween and happy Bonfire Night to everybody because we didn't do last week, which would have been on Bonfire Night. So hopefully you all had a fun time looking out the window, staying safe, not going anywhere, doing bonfires and whatnot. It's been good. It's been nice, and you might notice, folks, we're back to the purple frame. It's not October, so you can shove your orange. We're purple today. Got to sound like my family members. Jesus Christ!
I was going to say you could toe the thin line there.
Yeah, I didn't mean like that. I mean literally colours, not like not invisible friend relations.
Yeah, you're not singing the sash, right?
No, God. Let's not go there. We don't need. I already had to bleep something out last week or the other week. But yeah, so yeah, it's been a weird week. There's been the whole. There's hope in the future. There's a potential vaccine on the way. Pfizer, 90% effectiveness, which I'm happy with that. That's good enough for me.
Are you going to get it as soon as you can get it?
Well, it depends. It's going to be. They showed the order that it'd be rolled out in, and I'd be like the last list, the last ones. I think you'd be like third up from the bottom.
Yes.
Because it was like I think it was
somewhere...
people with disabilities is like. Yeah. Near the bottom, I'm like full flat bottom. Like listen, we can lose you. We don't really care. But also, if you get it, you might be alright.
I think through work though, through training, I think we might
probably be top.
Looking at different avenues. I'm not sure whether we're going to use the government one to be maybe. I don't know how it's working.
Well, it's probably going to work differently for you, especially with it being the Olympic year, because the country's Olympic hopes rest on you guys. And if you're on a waiting list to get vaccinated and you missed the Olympics, like what was the point? There'll be special circumstances where they can overlook that stuff.
I know it's controversial, but we're not going to be taking vaccines, I don't think, from the general public. Like, it's not like we're athletes and we're just taking the general public. I think we're going to get other source.
Yeah, no, that's
so. Like, if anyone's listening and thinking, why are athletes getting it first? I completely agree. Athletes, it shouldn't be first. Mm-hmm. It should be vulnerable people. It should be people that are shielding. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm up there. Yeah. But if I can have it, I'll take it. So I was thinking about this as well with the vaccine. Because everyone's like, I'm not going to get the first batch of the vaccine. I might get some side effects. But we've known about this vaccine's been coming for a few months. Yeah. They've been testing it back in a few months ago.
That's exactly why they test it. They're the side effects.
Yeah, exactly. And if there's going to be any other side effects, you're going to have to wait a few years, aren't you, to see whether it causes cancer or whatever else it causes or whether vaccines do.
But the odds of it doing something like that, the odds of it doing something like that are so slim. But this new stuff, that apparently the main problem they've got is it's really hard to make and it's really hard to keep fresh. They have to store it at minus 80. Yeah, exactly. If it goes above that, it doesn't work anymore. So that's one of the major issues. It's a logistics issue mainly, and apparently, it's quite difficult to make because they're using this new method I read about. It's like I forget. I'm not even going to pretend to use words that I don't know what they are. But yeah, they basically they cut out a bit of, not the DNA. I think it was the RNA or something. I've never even heard of.
Oh, but yeah.
They basically retrain part of this virus, so they do put a little bit of it in it. And retrain.
Oh, okay.
It's like what people think the flu virus is, what the flu vaccine is, except this actually is
they give you like
case.
A tiny bit of it.
Except with this, it actually does do that, but they're kind of intersecting things instead of just adding it. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but it looks interesting.
Wowzers.
It breathes a little bit of hope to a world that desperately needed it. And that day felt like one of the luckiest days we've had in a long time because it was also the day we found out Trump's probably not going to be president next time.
Oh yeah. Big fat Wotsits stopped in the White House, isn't he?
You can't stop him though. The lad's a trier. Give him that.
To be fair to him, if someone could throw the toys out of the pram on a global scale, he's done it, hasn't he?
Throwing the toys out. He's like punctured every other kid's pram tires. He's like, no, my toys. I'm keeping them.
It's like losing on FIFA and he's inboxed them on Xbox saying you've got a bot on and you've scored all these goals and you've done this.
Yeah, he sent him a message on Xbox. He's reported him to Xbox as a hacker. He's got the lad banned for 2 days, so can't reply. It's just it's full on baby mode.
Can we just say as well, how confusing is the American election?
Oh, it's fucking stupid.
I haven't got a clue how that works. If anyone American listening, please can you comment below a simplistic step-by-step guide of how the election works?
As far as I know,
stayed up. No idea how it works.
As far as I know, nobody in America really likes the electoral college thing that they do.
Right, okay. Yeah, I didn't get that either because college is a word we use for education. So how does that work for elections?
Well, yeah, I think it's something to do with they have 270 votes. I think is that from them or is that something else? Either way.
Yeah.
The electoral college is like you get so many people there representing each state. So even if you've won a state and then that state had like 10 people from it in this college thing, if only 4 of them like you, then you're still going to sway the other way. So you can still technically lose even though you had more votes. It's so stupid. It's insane.
Why can't they just be like, you've got this amount of votes, you've got that amount of votes?
Well, yeah, literally cut and dry.
Why can't
How many people voted for you? This many? Okay, you win.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
You've
how it
got
should be.
3 million. I've got 4 million. 4 million wins. See you later.
That's exactly how it should be. Exactly.
But I don't know how politics works. It's mad because I stayed up and watched it. I thought I'm going to bed now because this isn't going to be over till about 3 weeks time.
Yeah, exactly. And it wasn't. It's still technically not over. There's still, there's, as far as I know, there's zero chance of Trump can actually win it now. But,
well, he could go to be fair, he could go to court and he could win the thing and it could have been corrupt.
He could, but
that's not our position to say.
Oh, yeah, no, exactly.
Like, do you know what I mean?
The chances of it, I saw the chance of there being vote fraud was like 0.0001 of like, of it happening in the past compared to times it hasn't happened.
Yeah.
I think it happened once in like 1864 or something stupid like that. Like, and it was like 6 votes or something stupid. Like, it was really nonsensical. But if he can, that lad, I tell you, hate him or not, he can talk.
Absolutely, yeah. He knows his stuff.
He has spent 4 years selling snow to the Eskimos.
Like,
really full on. Like, they're like, oh my God, we need this stuff. Yeah, but there's some there. No, but we need this stuff. This stuff's way better. It's the best you've ever seen.
Absolutely,
it just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Like, people buy that shit as well.
Do you know what I don't understand? Is there not an age limit on when you can be? Because Trump's like, is he 76 or something? And Biden's 77 or something ridiculous.
Biden's like 79, I think.
Like, how is that? That's my nan going to be prime minister.
Yeah,
I know. Like, it's not far off, is it?
I know, but to be fair, you'd hope with age comes wisdom.
But surely if there's a lower demographic that you're voting towards, surely there should be someone around that age that can relate.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? I don't understand how it works. You think you'd knock it down a bit. They're definitely the oldest. I think Biden will be the oldest sitting president, as far as I know.
What would happen as well? Here's a question. Sorry.
No,
before you go. So Biden's getting on a bit.
Yeah.
And dementia's a thing that goes for old people. I don't know where I'm going
straight to dementia, but okay.
Right. So what if he says, or not dementia, if he goes doolally basically.
Like Trump.
And he says everyone in America has to put their undies on their head. Or he says like something mad because he's going loopy because he's dead old.
Yeah.
Do they have to follow it? Like who steps in? Like who does that?
As far as I know, he has a like a governing body. A group of people all have to agree with him. That's why Trump didn't win all the cases and stuff he was trying to do in the past 4 years.
Okay. So he's like the singer of the band, but the band make up the lyrics and stuff.
Kind of, yeah. It's like this. Yeah, the singer's good, but are you going to go watch an a cappella show? I don't think so. You need the band there to make sure it actually runs.
Okay, so he's not gonna. He can't just say stupid stuff.
Yeah, he doesn't literally have access to the red button, as far as I know.
Okay. You never imagine.
He's probably got one of the keys. Well, he's definitely got one of the keys, but I don't think they give him all the keys. And if they did, we'd be so dead. We would have been so dead by now.
I've seen a thing that Trump was 50 when the internet came out. Like, when you think about that, like, that is
Jesus Christ,
a ridiculous stat.
That's insane, isn't it?
It might not be 50, but it was something ridiculous. So everyone's like, he's out of touch with the younger demographic and Twitter and all that sort of stuff because he was 50 when the internet came out.
What is this Telegram?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a worrying stat right there. Yeah. It's interesting, I can imagine being alive. I mean, obviously, I was alive before the internet was like super popular.
Properly.
Yeah, because the internet's technically been around since the 60s, but it was like it was a military thing. But the public internet was like sort of early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. It's and I remember it sort of forming, and it was kind of like this holy shit moment. So then suddenly you've got Windows 10, and it was like
exactly.
Whoa, like there's so much progress in like 10, 15 years. It blew up, but then that's the only way you know. And then now, the other day, this blew my mind. I'll tell you about this. Speaking of feeling old and internet and stuff, how much can I go into here? I saw, it's potentially work related, so I'm not going to give any stuff.
Yeah.
I saw a letter written by a child.
Right.
We get fan mail.
Right.
And instead of writing the company names that he was speaking to, he'd wrote at company name and at company name.
Oh wow!
Because that's what the youth do. They know social media, so they tag the people they're speaking to. They don't know to just put the name.
Yeah.
Because if you write a letter, you know how to write a letter, right? You're from the generation after mine, where we still know what letters are. We know what a post box is.
Yeah.
Whereas
I fall into that generation of both, and it's one of them.
Yeah, exactly. The comfortable generation. You don't feel completely insane for knowing that people used to write letters to people.
Yeah.
Whereas if you told a kid today that people used to use pigeons to send mail, they're like, "Fuck off."
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Exactly, but it's true.
Sending electronic letters would be so much more feasible than sending pigeons.
Exactly. I can't believe pigeons ever worked. That's
yeah.
Which poor bastard had to train pigeons to try and send letters to people.
Pigeons get a bad rep, because people always say, "Oh, the rats of the sky," and all that.
Pigeons.
I hate pigeons. They were like Royal Mail before Royal Mail.
Yeah, exactly.
Like no one.
They probably treat your parcel better than UPS ever do.
I was going to say, has anyone ever kicked a pigeon's parcel? Don't think so. Like did they ever lose a parcel? Did you have to ring them and stay on hold for 25 minutes once you found a parcel?
To be fair,
don't think so.
I've never called a pigeon and have them pick up the phone. So they have different problems, I think.
Have you never been on funkypigeon.com, Chris?
No, I use Moonpig.
Yeah, I don't use it either.
It's all about Moonpig in this house, lad. We're a pig household, firmly. If that letter doesn't say it's from Guernsey, it's not a proper card. But yeah, so all that election stuff happened. That was weird. Yeah. And it's November now, which means I've started doing this daily art stream thing.
Oh yeah.
Called November, which you've been watching some of.
Yeah.
And
that's
basically,
boss to watch,
Well, thank you. No, it's fun to do. It's a challenge because normally I take like 2 days to make a really nice material. Yeah. So I've got 2 hours. So every day for 2 hours, I try and make a material, and by that I mean like a game texture. Yeah. And I have a different prompt every day, which the website November give out a prompt each day. Yeah. So it might be like yesterday it was ancient, and it's medieval. Sorry, the day before was ancient. And it just sometimes it's food related, sometimes it's time related. Yeah. It just changes. But it's been a fun challenge to do. It's just difficult. And last night I didn't stream it because last night there's a YouTube channel that I watch called Unus Annus, which means 1 year, and it's made by Markiplier and Ethan of Crank Gameplays, like 2 big YouTubers, and basically they were doing a daily video every year, and the point being that at the end of the year they're deleting the channel, everything. Gone. Yeah. No more merch, no more Reddit pages, no more Facebook, all completely gone. And it was just it was like an experiment to say, like, we're all going, enjoy the time you've got, because once it's gone, it's gone. Yeah, and it was a really interesting way of looking at stuff, because I know Markiplier, he's had like serious surgery and stuff in the past, thinking he was going to die and things. So he's got a really interesting outlook on life and how to enjoy it and what you should do whilst you're still here. Yeah. And it was really refreshing. And they ended the channel like last night at 8 o'clock when I normally do my stream. They started their stream. And I was like, you know what? I'm still going to do the work, but I'm going to watch their stream instead of do mine. Yeah. Still show people the results. And anyway, I put it on, and it's a 12-hour stream. So I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. So I started watching it, obviously, whilst working. So 2 hours of it I watched, and then I was like, okay, I'm actually going to set an alarm for the morning just to watch the end, because you can't watch it, you can't catch up with it because the channel is deleted.
Deleting it.
Yeah, because normally if I miss a live stream, like, oh, it's fine, I'll watch the video. Really not a problem. I don't need to watch stuff live. But because this channel isn't going to exist anymore, it was a different experience. And it was such a cool experiment. So I thought I need to watch that, because it's one of those, like, where were you when this happened kind of thing. Yeah,
exactly.
And so I set my alarm for 7:30 this morning, because it actually finished at 8 this morning. They deleted it. And I watched it, and it was just really interesting. And the poor lads looked knackered because they've been sat in these chairs for 12 hours.
12 hours, yeah.
Just going. I don't know what they were doing. I think one of them got a tattoo at some point. I don't know exactly what happened. I need to go and look at Twitter feeds and things.
Okay,
but it was really fascinating, and all praise to them for all the work that they did. They did a phenomenal job, just staying sane, because they also kept both the channels going as well, individually. So
it's like
they didn't just cut them off. It wasn't like Markiplier stopped for a year so they can do Unus Annus. So every day he's doing work, like a lot of work.
Jeez.
And that guy's got such a good work mentality.
Yeah.
It's refreshing, it's inspiring. But I also find that throughout this year, especially this year, like, I've been getting like anxiety and stuff.
Yeah.
I used to get it every now and again, but like this year's been bad.
Yeah.
The one thing that's always been a cornerstone of guaranteeing I'm going to feel fine after it is just watching Unus Annus videos. It's really weird. Nice. I don't know why that's the one thing that works. So like, it's just because they're just goofy, and the chemistry between the two of them is so much more special than them individually, if that makes sense. Like, I think it's like us, like my old podcast people liked, but I didn't think it was great. But then us together, I think it's way better.
Yeah, for sure. Because you can bounce off each other.
Exactly. It's that chemistry between them, and that is the same with them. I just really like that unique ingredient.
What was the content like? What I'd never heard of both YouTubers. I'm not a big.
Oh, okay. Well, they're both gaming YouTubers normally.
Oh, okay.
But this was not a gaming channel. It's completely different, and that was the point of it. Okay. It was different things every day. And I tell you, the content. Oh my god, some of the things. Like, it went from normal stuff, like, they went to an escape room.
Yeah.
And they just did the escape room, but it was funny because it was them. And it had like live actors and stuff in it. But they did this really dramatic intro for the channel. Like they wear black and white suits and they almost play the characters of Unus and Annus. Like that was kind of the thing. And they have like a black spiral behind them, talking about time with the hands like this, death comes inevitably, that kind of thing. And they've got a countdown clock behind them. And then they have all this build up for like a week. And the first episode comes out and it's cooking with sex toys. It's amazing. Like it starts with a black screen and you can just hear somebody talking to a cashier and she's like, is there anything else I can help you with? And it's a fully black screen. No, we're fine, And then it cuts to them in a car and Mark's got like this massive butt plug out the window doing this with it, like waving it to the sky. It's just, the content's insane. Like it goes from it's such a weird range of videos.
My mind's just trying to think of what sex toys you can use in the kitchen.
They basically screw it into the bottom of a big rubber one with a drill and use that as a mixer. They got this, like, it was basically like a rubber arse, but it was hollow. So they flipped that and that was the mixing bowl. It was so disgusting. It's like, I wouldn't touch any of that stuff. They used what's it called, the pipe with the water that you squeeze up your backside. They used that.
Oh, douche.
That's it. Yeah, they used that and filled it with maple syrup, and that was the maple syrup server for the pancakes. Is it wrong? It looked weirdly delicious coming out like that. It was like 4 holes, so it just looked really nice. But they went from that to like other content, like doing the President's Fitness Challenge from the 70s, or a whole bunch of weird stuff. But it was really, really good content. I think it just easily the best channel on YouTube last year. Just for sheer variety, sheer entertainment. And nice. They did 365 videos. Well, they did more because they had like some trailers and stuff. But they did daily videos. And not every one of them was a 10 out of 10. But you're always hovering. Yeah, you can't beat. Well, exactly. And that was it, the pandemic. They didn't know that was going to happen. So there was a point where all the videos were just over cam like this. They weren't even in person because they couldn't be. During the original lockdown in America. And then the COVID testers started being available for them. So they started being able to test everything. And then it got kind of back to normal. But it was just such a good channel. And I'm really going to miss just being able to go and switch it on, Because they even specified to people, don't archive this channel. Don't save our videos, please. It's our last request. We want it to be gone. So it's really, really interesting experiment, I think.
Did they monetize it or was it just a thing? I wonder if they made a living over the year.
Actually, no, I don't think they did monetize it. They sold a lot of merch, though.
I was going to say, because I wonder if it got to the end of the year and thought, we've made a good few bob here. Let's do a 2-year. Let's call it 2-year. We'll just carry it on.
They don't need it, mate. Honestly, if you look at Markiplier's numbers, he's Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got a few pennies on there. But so I'll stop ranting about them now. But folks, if you haven't heard of Unus Annus or Markiplier or Ethan from Crank Gameplays, go and look at their channels individually. There are clips on YouTube of some things from the videos. People ignored it. There's still some on there, I'm sure. But just go and have a look. It was some good stuff. Anyway, that leads us on to our next section, Jack.
Yes.
Which is...
I'm going to say it's my favourite section.
What's bugging you?
What's bugging you? Because a lot of things bug me, Chris. I think that's why my favourite section is. Because I'm a very buggy person.
Good. Get it out of your system, lad.
This is why it's therapy. Right. I'm going to get...
Oh, God, it's getting comfy.
Right. Supermarkets. I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to the listeners.
A supermarket.
Now. I'm talking to every supermarket in the country and in the world.
Not just Aldi.
Stop changing your fucking aisle layouts at any time. Keep it one thing and don't change it when you go around the shops.
Yeah.
Please.
Especially with a one-way system.
Oh, it's dead annoying, man. Honestly.
Why, what happened this time?
Right, so me and Lucy are still doing everyone's shopping that we know, because we know a lot of people shielding, so we've been doing this since the start of March, really. About 10 people shopping been doing it.
You're good people.
So, it is what it is. But we've been going to Sainsbury's and Aldi as well. And we've got that list down to a T. Like, Lucy's grandma and granddad, their shopping list hasn't changed since, like, the 70s. Like, they know what they're having every week. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to Lucy's granddad, Stuart, right? Because on this week's list, it said small cauliflower. Because Stuart said he doesn't like cauliflower. So Stuart's gone to his wife of like 70 years and gone, you know what, Molly? I don't fucking like cauliflower after all them years.
You just made it a small one to compromise. That's amazing.
So they've had the list. We've had all the people's list. And we know in the shop, we can go that aisle. There's a pandemic. We don't want to talk to anyone. In, out, in. Get there. They've changed the bloody fruit and veg to the meat aisle. They've changed the bloody this to the Christmas aisle. Just keep how it was.
Yeah,
People eat, or... if you're going to move the butter to somewhere else, put a label saying the butter is now at this aisle.
That'd be
rather
good.
than traipsing round.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when you don't want to be out around people.
Yeah. And then you're forgetting about like people with autism and disabilities and all that who don't like change.
Yeah, that's a good point. They don't like
changing things, especially when you're anxious going outside as it is.
Yeah.
Oh, stop it! Really stop it! It really bugs me.
That is bugging you. They are. Well,
and
you should write
I know why they
letter.
do it as well. I know why they do it because I had a nutrition lesson a few years ago from our nutritionist.
Oh, right.
And basically, what they do is everything that they want to sell, they put on the. I can't remember the way around it is, but it's on the outside, or the inside, because they know which way people tend to walk around.
Right.
And they know which shelves are eye level for people and what they look at, so they put the bargains on like the end of aisles and stuff.
Yeah,
because it's
exactly.
It's like a psychology strategy. Yeah. So if you got into a routine, you're just going to go to the things you still buy. If you're going to change it around, you might go, I fancy a chocolate milk rather than a fucking Sprouts or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't work.
Yeah, that's quite the example. But yeah, no, I know what you're saying. Yeah, they do stuff like that. Crafty buggies.
So stop it. And I couldn't imagine how the staff feel when they get into work and they go, you know what, we're going to move the whole shop to the opposite side of the shop. No, I can tell you
from experience, it's fucking annoying.
I was going to say, like ridiculous.
Yeah,
because they've got to remember the layout. Because the thing I admire most when people work in supermarkets is you could say to them, "Do you know where this most obscure item is in the world?" And they go, "Yeah, aisle 3."
Yeah, exactly.
Like straight on it. If you've changed that, you look a mug. So like, stop it.
Yeah, it is fun though when you get that one staff member who's got no idea. Like that old guy who works there once every 4 Saturdays.
Yeah,
he's like, I don't know. And he's walking you around trying to show you stuff. Like, they used to be here. They were right there. No, they're not now, are they? I'm looking for them.
I went to Morrison's a few months ago and I was looking for mozzarella. Right? And
mozzarella?
To fair to this lad, I don't think he was a full bag of shopping. I mean, he's in there all week. He's a really nice lad.
Yeah.
I said to him, mate, do you know where the mozzarella's you mint? I only eat cheddar. And he walked off and I was like...
Oh, right, okay. It's not worthy of his time then. Man.
Just didn't know what it was.
That's my kind of guy. Like, if it ain't cheddar, I don't care. I'm off. This is a cheddar-only aisle, sir. Leave. Nah, but mozzarella. So, look, you've been fancy buying mozzarella.
So stop doing it. It was one of them recipes. That was one of them weeks that I was trying to cook and then it just didn't work out because it burns everything.
Well, you tried. That's what matters.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you should get like an open letter going. Get a change.org petition or something.
Yeah, we need a petition. Can we get a petition to go in?
You can do
Everyone who's listening to this podcast, we don't have a collective name for you. But if we had a collective name for you, go out and spread and protest and with your masks on and say, don't change the aisles, please.
Yes.
Or if you've got no time and you've been furloughed, go to the aisles, pick the butter up yourself and put it back to the aisle it used to be.
No, don't.
So if everyone did that,
let's not encourage that.
No, let's start a revolution.
No.
Chris, I'm starting a revolution.
Listen, lad, revolutions don't start with butter. I'm just saying. I don't think once has a revolution started with butter. Potatoes, yes. Butter, no. So, yeah, bit different. You can't really... you don't win enemies with dairy, is what we're saying.
But label it. That's my rant, this week's rant.
That was quite the rant for...
It's dead annoying, you know.
Yeah, I bet, yeah. It seems to be. Fair enough. Yeah. All right, well...
What's bugging you this week?
What's bugging me is that it's not Thursday yet.
What?
The PS5 comes out on Thursday.
Oh,
and I want it now. I want it now, okay? I want it now. Okay. It's out on Thursday, and I've already got a game. I've got 2 games and a controller, and I can't do anything with them. And the actual console's not released till Thursday, so I've got the day booked off work and Friday.
Well, so they've sent you the stuff, but before the games, that's like teasing you.
Yeah, exactly. It says
wowzers.
Because the release date for the games is earlier than the release date for the console, so it's weird.
That sounds stupid.
Well, I guess it's probably because the way I see it is that people are finding it hard to buy stuff at the moment. So it kind of gives more time for a buffer if something's late. You know what I mean? Like if you're buying a present for somebody and the game's whatever. I don't know, but the console came out in America last week, but it comes out in England this week. Thursday.
I've seen a lot of things online about them breaking stuff, but I don't know if it's just I didn't really click on the articles. I've seen it off Lab Bible. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
apparently people's stuff are breaking and stuff.
No.
Apparently the controllers are massive as well.
No.
It's like Xbox controllers, and you got to move your hands about.
No.
Oh, what have I been reading?
I don't know, mate. You read a lot of nonsense. Yeah, fake news. Yeah, don't bother that stuff. But yeah, it's not Thursday yet, and it makes me sad because I want it to be Thursday.
You know what? I'll take that because
but
that's a good reason.
I've been looking at videos of things running on the PlayStation 5, like new games and stuff, and remakes of games and things, and they're just talking about it can play all the PlayStation 4 games as well, or most of them. And it plays them better. So, like, Loading times are just eradicated basically. And
Really?
they showed the new Spider-Man game. They showed it going from the PlayStation's menu all the way to the actual game, and it was like 9 seconds.
Really?
Yeah. Whereas at the moment, if you load the old Spider-Man game on PS4, it's like 45 seconds just to get to the menu, and then from there you got to load into the game. So it's insanely fast, really is. So yeah, I'm
on that topic, right?
Yes.
So, as someone who's inside the gamer trade,
yes.
How does the technology work? So say where can you see the games going in 20 years time with consoles? Does that come from your software that you make the games on getting better, or the consoles getting better?
It's primarily the consoles, because at the moment we can make stuff that's better than what's on the PS5, but it'd have to be on a high-end PC.
Oh, so it's more to do with like that, right?
It's usually the hardware limitations is the main problem. Theoretically, I can make something now that would possibly run on the PlayStation 19.
But how good would that look? Do you reckon that could look literally like you wouldn't know?
Well, I think we're going to get to a point where we're going to back off realism a bit, because a lot of kind of stylized, like arty looking stuff came out the past few years, and people lean more towards that because it's quicker to make, it's cheaper, and it just looks nice, you know. But I don't know. I reckon the future might be like in virtual reality, augmented reality, stuff like that. Or more tactile things. But I don't know, because we got the Oculus Quest, that VR headset. And that's really good for like even social stuff. There's like rooms you can chat to people and stuff, and you can go watch. Like I watch stand-up comedy in there, and there's people like on balconies, and you're watching a video from the Comedy Cellar in America.
That is crazy.
And it's really cool. And then there was somebody giggling behind me, and I was like, "What's going on?" There's two people giggling, and then one of them sort of doing stuff with his hands. I was like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "Oh, nothing. Just watch a show. It's fine."
Can you see them then?
Yeah. You can see their avatars. You don't see them.
Oh, I was going to say
it's like a character in the game. But yeah, so they were giggling. I was like, what are you giggling at? And it turns out there was a selfie stick thing on this app which I didn't know about, and they were just taking a picture of one of them just poking the finger, looking like it was poking me up the arse, of my character, and they're both just sniggering away at themselves. It was so funny. It was proper childish, but I was like, I like this. This is just nonsense. I love it. So yeah, so the future might be in simple stuff like that. I don't know, but yeah,
mad.
Yeah, but the PS5 looks amazing. I can't wait for it. I'm really, really excited, because it's exciting for me as well. Because, like you said, it's my job to try and do that. But it's terrifying at the same time. But I looked at some new tech that's coming out on the Unreal Engine 5, whenever that drops, and that makes so many bits of my job so much easier. But then it makes other bits of my job so much harder. And I won't bore you with the details of it all, because it's just it is just mumbo jumbo to people who don't do it. But basically, it's got pros and cons. But I think the only thing that matters to me is what the customer gets, what the player gets at the end.
Right.
If that is going to blow their socks off, that's what I want. I don't care how hard it was for me to do. I want that result to be something to be proud of. And that's what it seems to be heading towards, which I'm really glad about.
Oh, wow.
So I mean,
like watching your stream, I was like, you're like a wizard. Like someone who doesn't know, like doesn't do much.
I'm super rusty at the moment.
So watch you do that stuff is mad. Like just and I encourage anyone to go to your Twitch channel and check out the other video. I don't know if you've archived or whatever, but they're unbelievable.
They're all on YouTube as well. Every time I finish one, I put it on YouTube.
It's like to watch someone just go like, okay, this is a blank computer screen. So whoa, you've got this mad thing on the screen in 2 hours.
Yeah.
But I am glad, from your own sanity, you've put a timer on the thing, because I feel you're a complete perfectionist, and it was getting to stages like, Chris, go to bed now, because this is a project that's taken you over and over and over again.
I was never happy.
Pan it off, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that's what makes you so successful at your job, and that's what makes a lot of people successful. And you're a product of that, but you need to just calm down a bit. Because the first few days I was like, Chris, you're doing this a bit too much. You're like, you need a bit of a rest, you need to sleep.
Yeah.
But,
no, that's fine. I'm actually pretty good at sleep these days. I'm getting better at it.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
I'm not going to 2 every morning.
Yeah.
It's just some mornings, but not often. But it used to be at almost nightly. It'd be 2:00 ish, going to sleep and then getting up at 5 to 7. So yeah, that takes a toll on you after a while. But I've been enjoying doing that November stuff though. But yeah, the future video games, I think we're going to see the line blurred between video games and films. Like at the moment, for example, the Mandalorian. If you've seen that they used like some mad screen behind them. There's no actual sets really, and that screen is powered by the thing I use to make games in, Unreal Engine. That's not real behind them. None of it. It's all just assets and things that are placed about in this game's engine,
Yeah.
which is crazy. So yeah, the lines are already really blurred,
Yeah.
but it's only going to get better. That's the beauty of it.
It's mad. Do you reckon they'd have him like inbuilt in a telly? Do you reckon you could buy a telly that's got a PS5 inside it?
They did do that once with the PS2, I think it was.
Well, you used to buy
tried it a few times.
They had a mad back on it. Do you reckon you could buy tellies that like dead slim but had a PS5 inside?
Maybe. I mean, you can get like ones with DVD players built in and stuff, but.
Yeah, there's a difference in a DVD player and a PS5, surely.
Yeah, just a bit. The PS5's a unit, by the way. I can't wait to get it. Have you seen the size of it?
Yeah.
Holy hell! But it's. I saw somebody from PlayStation tear it down and break it down bit by bit and explain why all the bits are where they are and what it can do, and it blew my mind. Like they use liquid metal to keep it cool inside.
Really?
It's like the Terminator. It's like a little Terminator pond. It's amazing.
Like Mercury.
Yeah, kind of. I don't think it is Mercury, but it's something like that. But yeah, I don't know how it all works. But anyway, yeah, I've waffled about PlayStation enough. That's my issue. It's not Thursday. That's what's bugging me.
Right.
Right. So we move on. Well,
yes.
This is actually quite a long one today. I'm sorry, folks. We move on to our idiots and heroes of the week. The shit cupcake.
Shit cupcake. So that's it.
Jack, who is your shitty turd of an idiot this week?
Right. My idiot this week is internet trolls and general twats. That's
broad, but I like it.
Idiot of the week, and this is stemmed from. So I watch a YouTube channel called Cultaholic, which is a wrestling channel.
Mm-hmm.
Massive, really, really good lads. There's 4 lads. There's loads behind it, but there's 4 presenters or 5 presenters. I can't remember.
Right.
There's one lad called Tom Campbell on it, and he was posting about it. And Tom come from a radio background. He's come into Cultaholic. His presenting skills are unreal.
Yeah.
Like really, really good. And he posted online about like online people leaving on YouTube comments and stuff. And there's been this one troll that's commented on every single one of his videos. Bear in mind he does daily videos.
Yeah.
For a year, telling him how shit he is. For a year, there was this one bit, and he screenshotted saying, "Happy 1 year anniversary." To it was like Mowgli Bear in the middle of it or something. Like it was crazy. So my ring light's gone off.
That's right.
Oh well. Yeah. So
fine.
It was. Yeah, so like it was a year of this one lad going, "Your videos are terrible. You can't present. You're a fat bastard." Blah blah. Every video. And so I was like, "Why does this happen?" And you go down, there's loads of these comments of people just putting stuff, and I'm thinking, "Why are you doing that?"
Yeah.
And then someone else from a different YouTube channel was like, "I need to take a bit of a break out here because it's getting to me a little bit." I think how bad are people? Do you know what I mean? Like how horrible is that for people to do that? So
it's a shame it's such a common thing as well. It's really common.
Yeah, it's horrible. Like I don't know why people do it. I don't think you've got to be a certain type of person to be doing that as well.
Yeah.
Like I don't have the hatefulness inside me. I don't think to say it. Like I might say it in a joking manner, but I wouldn't find the time to type it out and be like, "You're a knob," something like that. Like exactly. What is that about?
Exactly.
It
doesn't make sense. You're a ghost in your house today.
What's going on here?
Weird. But yeah, no, I know what you mean. It's just wrong, and people don't think about like the person on the other end of that comment is a person. You know, that was bright.
Why did you just come on? Sorry.
It's alright. Yeah. It's like Disco Jack over there. You got to lower the brightness a bit there, mate.
We got no epileptics watching
this. I know, God, you just killed them all. Yeah. Right, there you go.
There we go. That'll do.
Yeah,
right.
They are sweet. But yeah, no, it's like they don't realise it's actually people that they're speaking to.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So like
you take away that, if you took away the screen, they wouldn't do it. Like, so it doesn't make sense. Plus, it can lead to really bad stuff.
What do you get from it though? Like, what do you get from that?
I don't know. I think it must be something to do with like an inferiority complex. You know, like they don't have the channel, they don't have the success that the person speaking to does.
Okay.
So they're like, oh, you know, well, you're not that great because they're not doing it themselves. It's always, it almost always works inwards with bullies and shitheads like that.
Yeah,
you know, it's always just it boils down to jealousy. Like, I know as a kid, you know, your mums would always say, oh, they're just jealous, but they actually are. It's just it's not like it's not obviously jealous. It's more of a case of you're doing something with your life, they aren't. Or they're not doing what they want to do with their life, and they're not just got the balls to go and do what they want to do with their life. Exactly, so they kick off at people who are doing that. I think it's a sign. It's a sign that what you're doing is working. I think.
Yeah, like one thing last week as well really, really struck a chord to me, and I can't stop thinking about it because I feel so bad about it, and I was nothing to do with it. Mm-hmm. So you know when TikTok, there's like TikTok lives.
No, like a live stream.
Live stream. Yeah, so you can click on the bit and it comes down live stream. So me and Lucy was watching live streams, bored just watching live streams.
Right.
And there was this girl, and she was just talking, and this troll came in, and was like, "You're fat, you're this, you're this, you're this," and she was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna ignore it." This went for about 20 minutes. She couldn't delete them because they were making fake accounts all the time.
Jesus Christ.
She was like, "You're this, you're that," laying into her, having a girlfriend, and all that homophobic bollocks.
Yeah.
And it turned into it. He said something like, "Oh, you got how many chins?" She went, "I'm not bothered," but you could see the camera just went like that, and she moved the camera. He thought, "This is getting to her a little bit here," and it felt awful. Like, you know, and then she started crying because this guy was getting to her so much, and she was crying and crying. She was like, "I've been sober for 2 years, and then finding it so hard." And he was going, "Go and kill yourself. Go and drink. Go and do this, blah blah blah." And you're like, "Oh my god!" And then she's crying on camera. And you think, I feel so helpless. Like, what do I do? Why are you doing this to someone?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what are you getting out of it? Like,
it makes zero sense, and it drives people to do terrible things.
Absolutely, yeah.
So yeah, it's they are worthy of your idiot of the week.
So to sum it up, stop being a twat online. Yeah. If you don't know someone, don't comment. And quick one, shout out to Tom Campbell, because I inboxed him and said, "Mate, I love your videos. Yeah. I enjoy your presenting skills. As someone who's trying to get into the trade of going into radio and stuff like that, thank you." And he said, "Anything you need, let me know." Messaged him about some advice. He messaged me back, and we've been talking, and he's such a nice lad.
Well, that's nice.
So thank you very much, because he's helped me with my presenting skills. So
there you go. There you go. So thank you very much to Tom Campbell. Nice guy. Awesome. All right, so that's your idiot of the week.
Who's your idiot of the week this week? Chris Hunter of the Hunting for Funny podcast.
I think mine's pretty easy to sum out. My idiot of the week is the old syphilitic Wotsit himself, Donald Trump. It pissed me off how much, like you said, he threw his toys out the pram, because it was like he was playing a football match and he was 2-0 up at half time. He's like, "All right, stop it now. Stop counting.
Stop the vote."
Yeah, stop the clock. We're 2-0 up, all right? So we're done. I've won. Okay, fuck you. I don't care if you win 3 next round. I've won. And
it's like me playing table tennis, winning 2 points, going, "Whoa, stop now."
Yeah, exactly. I'm done. I've got to where I want to be. I was aiming for 2 today. I've got 2, so we're done, okay? It's like, and the fact that he was just like, "Yeah, this is what's happening. I'm going to the courts. It's like I'm telling mum. It's like, oh, fuck you. Just go and shrivel up somewhere and don't come back." Like, I don't know.
The best thing he could have done is went, "You know what? I've done it. I've lost out. I've tried my best. This is me," and left him with a little bit of dignity.
That's funny, because people have been retweeting his tweets, because, you know, he fucking loves Twitter. Back from 2014 or whatever it was, when Hillary was doing stuff and whatnot. Yeah. And he was like, you know, she should just learn to lose with dignity, and all this kind of stuff. And people are like, "Yeah, exactly, Donald. I agree with you on this tweet for the first time ever. Maybe lose with dignity." And it's crazy. There was a stat the other day saying that there's somebody who's been tracking every word of his tweets since the whole campaign began, and they're saying he broke his own record for Twitter silence, which was 6 days. He's managed to make it. How insane! 6 days is his Twitter silence. Like, before November, I don't remember the last time I tweeted. You know, I've been tweeting every day at the moment just to show the pictures and you know, give out the link for the stream and stuff. But I just don't remember the last time I did, and just a tweet for the sake of it. So yeah, it's hateful.
Have you seen the conspiracy about his missus not being his missus anymore? Like, they're playing like body doubles. Is her name? What's her name?
Ivanka.
Ivanka.
Is that his daughter or his wife?
If you've ever seen Ivanka in public, basically she doesn't go anywhere near Donald Trump.
I saw her shake his hand off when he was trying to hold his hand that time. That was amazing.
Yeah, so she basically just doesn't know. There was a video, I can't remember during the election, of this woman who doesn't look anything like his missus, who's like hugging him and kissing him and whooping and cheering. So everyone's like, "That's not his wife. That's a body double." So it's like a conspiracy going around that it's not her.
It's mad, isn't it? Like, if he wasn't such a prick, I'd feel bad for him. But
yeah, no.
Like, I mean, part of me does a little bit, because he's clearly on the path to like dementia or something like that. He believes what he says. That's the scary part. He fully believes it.
He's close to imploding, isn't he? Like, he's very close.
I was saying this to Charlie. I said, like, I don't think he's going to see January, because January is when the changeover is going to happen. But he's so rapidly imploding with the way his mental state's so rapidly changing. It's like Kanye a few years ago, and he's like, "What the fuck's going on, Kanye West?" You know, it's like it's suddenly twisted. Everyone joked about it, but the man was having a breakdown.
Absolutely,
you know, so it's the same kind of thing. And
do you reckon like Trump knows some mad shit he could just expose, though, being the president?
Probably, but also I wouldn't give him all the details. I reckon he's been running 4 years. Like, you know, sometimes if you buy some software and you can't afford the full thing, so you get the light version. I reckon he's been given President Light for the past 4 years. So like the people who control the actual shit that goes on, they're like, "All right, listen, we'll give him the appendix. Like, we'll give him the main book, but we're not going to give him the appendix where it actually matters." You know,
so open his spreadsheet in Open Office.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're not going to give him a Word license. Just give him Open Office. Let him do what he can do. I think that's what's been going on.
He's got paint.
Yeah. He's using Coral Painter. I think he's he's had a weird time, but I mean, as a human, I hope he's okay. But as a prick, I want him gone. I don't mean dead, by the way. Just to clarify, whenever I say I want him gone, I mean out of the public image, out of the influential space. Because the damage is done. Fucking hell! Like I think the close to civil war in America.
Yeah, it's crazy.
For the first time in 200 years or whatever.
On the outside looking into America, it looks like a very torn up place. That's what I'm saying. Like it looks very. Yeah.
I've got a few American friends and stuff, and people who watch, obviously, a lot of people from America.
Yeah.
And they don't feel like it's normal, but they don't seem to take on how fucked the situation has been for so long. Obviously they're against a lot of stuff and they're for a lot of stuff and whatnot, but like you said, from the outside in, I mean, we're not a great country to look at either at the moment. We're run by fucking muppets, but
we're around like budget Donald Trump, and like you're literally just trying to be Donald Trump.
I think the spitting image puppets do a better job than the actual politicians in our country. But
in all fairness, I couldn't do that job because I have no clue what in a pandemic and you're running the country. What would you do? Like, exactly. It's horrible, isn't it? Not that I'm defending the Tories because I never would, but you know what I mean. Like it's not
That's it. I don't know enough about politics to claim that I'd be good at it.
Exactly.
But I feel like there's not enough common sense involved in decision making, major decision making.
Absolutely,
It's like using friends who you know to fill positions, but like, well, somebody more qualified is there though. Fuck your friend. You can go work at Greg's. Get somebody who knows what they're doing to do that job. You know. I don't know. But my idiot of the week is Donald Trump. So let's move on because I don't understand politics and I don't want to understand it ever. Move on. Hero. Who is your hero?
Yes.
Who's your delicious, sweet, treaty little icing on top? This week?
Well, because this week I had a boss week and I've had loads. I've been umming and ahhing all day and all week. Who I should put my hero?
Yeah.
So I want to do some honourable mentions of which heroes I want. So, honourable mention, your Mrs. Charlie.
Yes, Charlie's always a hero.
Absolute legend. Sick on games. She's just funny. Like just Charlie. Like thanks very much, Charlie. Thanks very much for the week we've had. I'm going to shout out you for doing the same stuff. We've had a boss week playing COD, Overwatched a lot. Being good, and especially Lucy with the week she's had, improving on games, absolutely everything. I was going to shout out Tom Campbell. Literally, I had about a list of 5 people who's going to be the hero. You can always
do more than one if you ever feel like you need to do more than one.
But my hero of the week this week is Posh Milk. That's what I've gone with. Posh
Milk. Well, like Cravendale filtered.
Yes,
that's the shit, isn't it?
Chris.
That's what I have.
Unbelievable.
Because it lasts more than a day.
Oh, it's unbelievable. So basically, growing up,
Cravendale,
Cravendale sounds like a gay tribute act, right? Like you're craving a bit of Dale. Anyway, so when we were growing up, when I lived in Sheffield, because I moved to Sheffield 18 with my mates in a house. I was earning £7,500 a year, and I moved with a bloody enough to pay rent in a dream. That's what I had. But now, by all means, sometimes I talk on this podcast and I feel like I talk like I'm rich. I'm definitely not anywhere near being rich.
Yeah, you're just you're just a bit more of an adult now.
Yeah, I'm just functioning of like a human. But
you've not got a weed addiction or anything, so you've got money.
I was going to say, got enough money to just buy shopping. So I thought branded items were just bollocks. I didn't realise they were things. So I thought, why would you buy that that milk when you can buy a pint of milk for 20p, or just like McCain's when you just buy normal oven chips. I just didn't realise because Cravendale was told who buys that was unobtainable. Not because it was on the top shelf and I can't reach it. It was just unobtainable. Do you know what I mean? It just wasn't a thing. So there was no milk. We buy red milk.
Yeah.
And there was no red milk on the shop. You know what? I'm going to bite the bullet and pay £1.60 for this pint of milk. It's the best milk I've ever had. Yeah. It was unbelievable. I was like, I can't go back. I know
what you mean.
Bob milk as well. There's one called Bob.
Oh milk. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Get yourself some Bob milk.
I might give it a go.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. That Cravendale, we started getting that when lockdown stuff started happening.
Yeah.
Because we were getting milk, and then because we were only shopping every so often, the milk was going off before we could finish using it.
Yeah.
Or before we can get to the next one because we buy 2. Yeah. So we started getting the Cravendale because it lasts much longer because it's filtered. Yeah. Not sponsored, by the way.
I was just
But no, it's just better. I know what you mean about the brand name stuff. Like I was growing up, we didn't have a load of money. We still had brand name stuff from time to time, but it was mostly Iceland's own or Asda's own or whatever. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. Their stuff is great stuff, but the reason
Quickie Shepherd's pie. I love a Quickie Shepherd's pie.
It's the best. But
not quickies in time. There's a shop called Quick Save.
Quick Save. Shepherd's pie. The branded stuff a lot of the time is a bit better and does cost a lot more. A lot of time it is not worth the markup difference, but sometimes it is. Sometimes you get that thing you're like, that I'm only ever getting you again.
There's a few items that you just can't go back. Like I used to buy the worst butter you can find, like literally 30p a thing. Met Lucy, she has Lurpak, and I can't go back now.
I've just started getting that as well. Lurpak spreadable. Go back
because it's not luminous. You don't feel like you're chewing plastic, and it's just lovely. Like,
actually spreads. It's spreadable as well, so it actually works.
Yeah, but it's expensive, like £5 a thing. But like I can't go back to butter and milk now are things I wouldn't compromise on.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And maybe coffee. They're the only probably 3 things I probably wouldn't go back.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Actually, coffee's a weird one for me. I keep getting different types of ways to making coffee, like I told you about in the past with the AeroPress and stuff. But yeah, it's weird. I always jump between coffee, like with instant coffee. I always jump between them. I used to always go with Dow egg bits. It's really nice.
Oh yeah.
In the glass jar, and then when I started working where I work, they use Nescafe Gold Blend. It's just pretty standard, but it's really nice. I grew to really like it. And then working from home, I said to Charlie, I need to get a jar of Nescafe Gold Blend. Because I need to feel like I'm at the office sometimes. Yeah. And it worked for a bit, but then I was like, coffee is pretty shit actually.
Do you know what's nicer than Nescafe Gold Blend?
What?
Is the Asda Gold Blend coffee.
Nice.
Unbelievable. Get yourself some Asda Gold Blend coffee.
There you go, folks. Not sponsored by anybody we mentioned. Just clarifying. We would happily be sponsored by Nescafe Gold Blend. Or
just any
Asda Gold Blend.
If any company wants to sponsor us.
If Markiplier's butt plugs, if you want to sponsor us, the butt plug cooking supplies, we're there.
Is there any companies you can think of that you just wouldn't do a sponsorship deal with? Like, what would you know? I think we've got no shame on this. I think we could probably.
You know what? In the past, I would have said Apple. Fuck you, but I actually quite like
Apple. You're taking Apple sponsorship all day.
Nah,
all day.
I am not doing dances on a coloured background when I'm all white. No chance.
You'd name your price. You'd name your price for an Apple thing.
Well, maybe. I don't know. Well, I used to hate them, but since getting an iPad and an Apple Pencil thing, some of the stuff's alright. Way too expensive still. But, no, I don't know. Who would I not go with?
Yeah.
I guess maybe
EDL.
Just like I was gonna. That was my first thought. But I was like, political groups don't really sponsor people, do they? So can't really do that. But no, I don't know. But who would your dream sponsor be? Like, who would you love to get sent free shit from?
Oh, free shit. I just like free shit in general, you know. Like I'll
farmers,
take it.
Just manure.
I'm quite easily swayed. Like, you know, I'm quite easily.
I know what you mean.
If I got free shit,
like, you're that person at the bank who's like, oh my god, you give me this pen for free. It's like, yeah, you can have it. Yeah. My favourite bank.
I would say like, I like Adidas or Nike, but if you want to give me free stuff, I'd happily jump over to the other brand.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not. But I'm sponsored by Victas Table Tennis, and I wouldn't use anything else bar table tennis stuff from Victas.
I'm not even
most quality table tennis products you've ever had.
But I'd stick with Victas.
That's the one, Japanese made.
Yes, Russian sounding.
Apart from Victas, which I would never sway from, and contractually obliged to say that, I would.
No, but I know you generally like them though. You've spoke about them for ages.
I used Victas before I was sponsored by Victas, so I was very lucky.
That's a sign of a good thing, isn't it? Not many people get sponsored by the thing they actually use, which is nice.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think of a sponsor. Like what? Like Gold. Can we be sponsored by a bank or Gold or something?
Gold. You're just making up a sponsor. That doesn't work. It's got to exist, like a product that you like. Not like, I want to be sponsored by a band that gives out free blowjobs every gig. Like this, you can't just make stuff up.
You've got a brothel. That's what we want.
You live next to one, so you can probably arrange that. You can probably swing that. I don't know what you'd want from them, but you could probably get like a 10% discount for the listeners. in these times of need, if you promise to keep the distance.
When your mouth's full, quote Hunting for Funny for a 10% discount.
Oh God. Wait, you have to quote with a mouthful. What kind of brothels are you going to?
It's a Thai massage parlour. Just put it that way.
You don't deliver a brothel. If you've been going places and doing stuff for people that way, that's the wrong way around. Anyway, so that was your hero this week. Whatever you said was your hero.
Posh Milk.
Posh Milk, that was it.
Milk, that's what it was.
All the people you mentioned who are heroes, including myself,
yes,
thank you.
Absolutely,
also Posh Milk. Also, can I just say, as a little side note, Hero, her name's not Hero, her name's Lucy.
Yes.
Lucy is a genuine hero for the job that she does, and the amount of hard work she puts into it.
Incredible.
On behalf
hero.
of the country and the people she looks after, thank you, Lucy.
Yes, yeah. Like, I know she's my girlfriend, but like, the stuff she does for a living, 14, 15 hours a day, looking after very vulnerable people, and generally cares about the tenants as well.
Yeah, you can tell she actually gives a shit, which is so rare these days.
Yeah. Like, being a disabled person, I've never had a carer, but I've been in around people who've had carers, and the amount of people that are in the care job who don't give a shit about people is astonishing. You know what I mean? Like, it's absolutely
astonishing. They're there to collect the money.
So to see the relationship Lucy's built with the people she looks after, the way she is so attentive to people, fair play, and to everyone in this pandemic and beyond who just keeps the country running.
Yeah, exactly.
And people happy. Because people inside that building she looks after don't really know there's a virus going on.
Yeah.
And that's testament to the staff that's going on. And
yeah, exactly. Keeping them safe,
sheltering
them.
And all that sort of stuff. And
yeah.
Like even me and Lucy talked about if we ever got married, she'd invite them to the wedding. Do you know what I mean? It's that sort of mentality. I think there's not a lot of people that are genuine people like that. So
yeah, it's so important to try and maintain that, which is great. So good on her for that.
Yeah.
Also, as a second side note, I do have to also say Charlie's my hero. She might
I feel
hit
like
me.
we're just sucking up to our missuses now.
I'm just playing it safe. Playing it safe. I don't want to get hit. She's normally listening to this next to me. You see, I'm normally playing a game. She's got her headphones on whilst playing a game, listening to us. So if I get a flingy fist, I'll know why, or I'll forget. I'm like, why'd you stick me? But yeah, so
you were a hero this week because last night we were playing Overwatch and you had a gin and you weren't by no means drunk, but you were absolutely hilarious. And you have been all week, but yet last night, literally, when we logged on, every day we've played with you guys, we've had tears like rolling down our face playing. Like it's from when Lucy got stuck on that wall and me and you got shot because of how worse he was.
It was great.
God knows what else was happening. It was just such a good week.
It reminded me of the days you used to stream video games. It's just fun to...
exactly.
Video games, because they're so different every time you play them, it makes a cool dynamic where something happens and you can just improv off stuff that happens.
Yeah, for sure.
Whereas you can't do that watching like a film or something. It's nice.
That'd be a good idea for a Twitch channel, like having a Twitch stream, but then having guests on it as well. Good idea.
Yeah, maybe. Right, so your heroes have been covered, Jack.
Yes. Who's your hero this week, Chris?
My hero this week, I have to read my notes. My hero is a Japanese artist called Yasuhiro Suzuki, because he's made the world's coolest boat by a fucking million miles. He has made a boat that looks like a giant zip, so that when he's driving on when he's going along the ocean, it looks like it's unzipping it.
That's so cool.
Because like the waves are behind it. It looks like it's unzipping the ocean, and it's so cool.
Incredible.
I can't believe he made it. So it looks nuts. Go and look at it online. Just put zip boat. I'm sure it'll come up.
That's the definition of having disposable income, isn't it? Like just being able to go and build a boat.
It's the definition of being a batshit crazy Japanese artist. Some of their artists are like, they commit, man. They really.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Whether they earn a penny a day or $1 million a day, they put their heart and soul into what they're doing because they just believe in it. And if that means that they're a starving artist, they'll stick with it. Or if that means they can make $1 million boats, they'll do that. And it's I just thought that was a hero.
People.
That's great. The mentality is awesome.
Japan and Japanese people are unbelievable. It's just so different. It's like a little world within a world.
It is. It's an island. That
makes sense.
Literally what it is.
I've never met a nasty Japanese person.
I have, but only one.
It's probably. I mean, the Yakuza are massive in Japan. I presume there's probably quite a few nasty Japanese people, but the ones I've met.
Well, I told you about the Halloween candy, didn't I? Yakuza years ago.
No.
The Yakuza used to give out sweets to kids at Halloween. They'd actually hold like an open house thing, have them at the front, giving the sweets out to the kids, and to be like the nicest gang. You remember the Arakawa family? They're the nicest ones. They give us the best sweets. And it'd be like that. So because the reputation's everything for Yakuza. So if you're seen as the strongest or the best, it's good for you. But then the police put a stop to that because obviously the gangsters giving out sweets. But in recent years, the Yakuza's been in the decline because there's more laws coming in, which they still listen to most of the laws. People think they're just these like complete nut jobs. Some of them are, but they still stick within confinements of law in a way. The murders and stuff, obviously they're not, but the general way they go about stuff is through like crafty business work and stuff. It's normally that kind of thing as opposed to straight up killing people and whatnot.
I walked into a Yakuza poker game once in Japan.
What?
Yeah, it was.
How did you miss this story out?
I shouldn't have. I don't know. Did I tell you about this?
No, I've never seen you walk anywhere.
Right. So it was in the hotel. So in the hotel there was like a button on the lift that said like games area or something. It was something like that. It said, it was a rough translation. And I said to the guys pushing the hotel trolleys along, what are they called? The concierge people.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I said to him like, "What? Can we go and play games?" And he just went. And I was like, "Okay, we'll stay from that room." But I was in the lift and I was bored. I was at Megan and I was like, let's go to that floor. I just clicked it.
That's a bad idea.
I clicked the button and then there was a desk. There was no a desk. And there was like rooms that went off.
Right.
Some of them had open doors with beds in. Some of them had just a round poker table, more or less. Some of them had different stuff to do in it.
Did you go to a private suite, Jack?
I don't know what it was, but it was a bit odd. We stood at a desk, and this woman came out and looked at us like, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah.
I said, "Can we just play games?" And she just went. And I was like, "All right, okay." So we decided to take this left rather than like the lift, and then I looked in, and there was a poker game going on, with like loads of smoke in the room with blokes with suits on.
Yeah.
So and then I popped my head in like that, and they looked at me and I just went fuck, and I just ran out.
Yeah.
So nothing happened. It was a bit.
So what you're telling me is you ignored rules twice.
Yeah, absolutely.
So so basically, if you'd have died that day, that'd be your fault, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah, it was my fault. Yeah, I've had no reason. Like a day.
What a genius.
It was like a film. It was literally like a smoky room full of blokes in suits.
Yeah.
And I looked in, and they looked at me, and I just bombed it out, and then that was it. I went back to
you did the right thing. That is a bad idea.
And I was shaking. Like they didn't do anything to me. I didn't see any guns or anything.
No,
like
I know,
that.
but still,
shaking,
that is not a good situation to put yourself in, is it?
Yeah, I don't know why I did it really.
I neither do I, you idiot, really. But I mean, I remember you showed me like that website for the website for that hotel. That was swanky. They've got like a cinema and everything, so I can see if there's anywhere where there'd be stuff going on. It'd probably be like the top floor of that kind of place.
There was like a swimming pool, but they had a bowling alley as well. That was cool.
That's amazing.
Full bowling alley. There's like 2 shopping centres inside the thing or something like that. But I wasn't allowed in the swimming pool because I've got tattoos, so that wasn't a thing. But fair enough, I wasn't bothered because that's just the way life is, isn't it?
It's the way the laws are. That's anti-Yakuza laws. That's why they exist.
Yeah.
Cool, fair enough.
There you go.
Right, I like that. Normally we do our top 5 here, but we've gone on long today.
Yes.
Quite a bit long. So I think we're going to leave that top 5 for next week, if that's right with you, mate?
We'll do a top 5 next week.
Yeah, so we've got one lined up. We'll do it next week. I won't say what it is in case we change it, but we do have one lined up. So yeah, have you got anything else you want to say before we head off, mate?
I've got a question I'd like to ask you before we go.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I'm not talking to anyone else.
No, I thought you meant the audience. Like sometimes we have a question for them.
I should have rephrased that. It's a question for the podcast that people can reply to, but it's
so it's not for me.
No, it is for you, but it's for the people. It's for the people.
Do you want to just ask the question, Jack?
Basically, if you can hear my voice, fucking answer the question. That's basically what I'm trying to say to you. Right.
That's a good way of doing it, yeah. Audience, me, that covers everything. Right, go on. What's the question?
So, if you were walking in the street and your most hated person was in front of you, so whoever you hate the most in the world is in front of you, and they dropped a lottery ticket and you knew it was a winning lottery ticket, would you hand it back or would you keep it and check it in?
I'd hand it back.
Would you? Even if it's like the most hated person you knew?
Well, yeah, because the action of you handing it back might change them enough to make them not be the prick that you hate.
Ooh, yeah, but then you would have missed out on like 25 mil.
Yeah, but they'll probably kill themselves with the money.
But they didn't. Oh.
You know, if somebody's a prick and they win 25 mil, they're drinking themselves to death in 5 years.
Yeah,
so either way.
Yeah, but then you've got the option to drink yourself to death in 5 years.
I'm good. I'd rather just not wake up one day.
I think I'd keep it, because they don't know it's a winning ticket.
Oh, right, that's different.
Do you get what I mean? So they don't know it's a winning ticket.
Actually, I'll probably just give it back anyway and be arsey about it, saying like you've littered. Like, oh, you prick, I already hate you enough. Don't litter.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. I know what you mean. That is a conundrum. Yeah, so audience, what would you do? Tell us below.
Comment below what you'd do if your most hated person in the world that you know dropped a lottery ticket, a winning lottery ticket, and it would change your life. Would you give it back or would you keep it? But you can't split the money. You can't check it in and give them the money. That's what I was going to do, but you can't do that.
Right.
Because then you'd be like, that's my lottery ticket. And you've got into fraud, haven't you?
Yeah, what
would you do?
It's a good one. It's tough. I think I'd stick with my original idea, but I know what you mean. There's pros and cons for both. But yeah,
I think I'd take
tell us below. You probably would.
I think I'm taking it. Because I think the guilt would last years, but the money would last longer.
I'd highly doubt that with you. That money would be gone in a week.
I'd be dead. I'd literally
be like, it'd be in the papers, like a gold accessible hand control Lamborghini was found, filled to the brim with cocaine, rammed to the side of Liverpool FC by somebody trying to buy the company.
Man in wheelchair buys solid gold wheelchair, too heavy to push around. And
falls off platform of train station.
Go to Vegas, buys a tiger. Just like come out in a full live tiger.
You're definitely a tiger buyer.
Oh, imagine me money, man. Jesus.
I don't want to. I think it'd be bad. I think you'd be a prick with money.
Yeah, I think I would as well.
You'd instantly like, wait, you mean I'm not going to find anybody else for the rest of my life? I'm done with them.
I think it'd go 2 ways because like Lucy's not been having a go at me a ball stretch, but I keep on donating too much money to charity. Like, it's just one because I'm very impulsive, I've been donating to it. She's like, we're trying to save for a house. I'm like, yeah, but don't need this money. Let's just give it someone. And I've ended up donating money to like loads of charities.
Yeah.
So
I know what you mean. It's a double-edged sword, though. You have got to put yourself first sometimes as well.
But maybe I'd do that. Maybe I'd donate it. But I'd like to think I would. But you never know, do you? When you're in that situation. Like,
yeah, I think so long as you're comfortable.
Saving starving children, buying a giraffe. You
can do both. Buy the giraffe, and when it dies, feed it to the starving children. That sorted. And on that note, folks, what would you do? Comment below. How would you behave in that situation?
Yes.
Right. So if you've liked what you've heard today, please do us a favour. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, all that good stuff. And if you want to send us any comments, questions, critiques, feedback, whatnot, you can reach us on social media, on all of them. We're Hunting for Funny, @HuntingForFunny on everything. You can also email us if you want. If you want to email us a story or something that's happened to you, you can email us at huntingforfunny@gmail.com. So, yeah, that's us, I think.
Thanks very much, guys, and we will see you next week.
Yes, see you next week for episode 19.
That's the one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.